Hey, red people. My red people. What's happening, my red people? What's happening, my red people? Hey, what's happening, everybody? Next evening, next session, red on the go. So, once again, I want to say thanks to everybody for logging in, for locking on. And we have the viewers start to climb. Hey, this is nice. The viewership started climbing, looking good, man. Welcome to Red. Welcome to Red. Welcome to Red. Today is another interesting day. A lot of interesting stuff has been happening around the country. Those of you, I hope you all following what's happening with this COVID scenario locally and abroad. Now, we're not going to talk about COVID. That's not what we are about this evening, but I just thought I'll mention it because we're in a season now. Things happening. Right? I see people clamoring and rushing the minister to open borders and all that kind of stuff. So, you know how we just do it in Trinidad. We like to watch what everybody else doing first before we do it. We never like to be in front. We always reactive. You understand? So we look at what the whole world is doing and then we jump on board. So Australia say they locked down, them not opening the borders until sometime early next year. Barbados say they getting ready to open their borders partially. We watching both sides to see what happening. So Trinidad, we always reactive. No, seriously, you ever thought about that? We Trinidadians, for whatever reason, we don't like to take in front. So interestingly, we just say that. We have a saying, take in front before in front take you. But we really don't like to take in front. I remember an interview with I won't call his name because it's not about, casting any kind of aspersions on anybody. But a gentleman who is very prominent in our country, doing work with, he has an NGO, and he did work with people who needed a certain kind of help. Let's leave it like that. But nevertheless, so they were interviewing him on radio, and he was talking about certain types of systems that we need put in place as a country to be able to help people, maybe when they come out of prison, to help rehabilitate or whatever, that kind of thing, And so the host, the interviewer, asked him about why haven't they put certain things in place, and his response was, such and such country haven't done that, and this other country haven't done that. So we watching to see what them doing before we do it. Now I know a lot of people in Trinidad have adopted that attitude in a number of things. Let's see what such and such country is doing first, then we will jump on board. Hardly ever, well, that's what they're doing, but this is what we're going to do. And for some reason, we have that kind of, I call it a backward approach, a reactive approach. We always want to see what somebody else do first. Listen, I remember sitting once, it's a little controversial here. This thing they call table etiquette. How you sit, where you place your napkin, how you plate it, how you lay out your knife and fork, and the different types of drinking apparatus, where there's what kind of glass for what kind of purpose, and things had to be in a certain order. So I remember one time, the lecturer, I happened to be in this session. So the lecturer was she pulled up this chart and was showing what is considered table etiquette, how you lay out your table for dinner and whatever. But what's interesting, two couple things. She showed us the American way of doing it. Then she showed us the British way of doing it, which had a slight difference. I say, well, this is table etiquette, right? This is about the do's and don'ts, what we expected to do or not do around a table at dinner time. This is Trinidad, right? Trinidad, right? So you showed us the American way, then you show us the British way. And then somewhere along the line, she pulled up Costa Rica. And she said, They have gone ahead and done this way. And I am sitting there, okay, this is a Trinidad class, teaching Trinidadians table etiquette. You pull up 3 different countries outside of Trinidad. What is the Trinidad way? Now, when I raise that discussion with people, they get, some of them get a little upset, they get a little thing, they don't understand where we're going. You're showing me 3 different people, 3 different countries that does a particular thing, 3 different ways. But you're teaching me table etiquette. But I have to learn 3 different ways. And none of them is my way. And when I say my way, as being a Trinidadian in Trinidad, we don't have a way. All we have is adopted ways of doing things. I wonder if I look at you and say, I'm a level like that kind of sinking a little bit. And let me say hi to the viewers who locked on so far and spending a little time with us. I hope the message coming across. Let me just drop in this here. Remember, as I always say, if you like what you're hearing, feel free at any point in time, give us a little like, give us a little share, kind of thing, spread the word around, subscribe to the page. Subscribe to the channel. Let me say page. Subscribe to the channel. And click the little notification bell so you always know when we have stuff happening. As a rule, going forward, as I keep mentioning, we want to be live every single Tuesday. Last week we had an issue. I just kind of digressing quick. Last week we had an issue. We had a blackout, so I was unable to go live because it happened kind of last minute. So it was too difficult to try to go mobile and that kind. So I decided, forget that. But so coming back to the talk. So our pattern of behavior as Trinidadians is we boast about being a cosmopolitan nation, which is good in itself. But by and large, we are follow fashion, as we call it in Trinidad. We are copycats. When we do something original, we like that. We boast. But that don't happen much. And very often when people try to be original, we dog them. So why you gotta be so? I know how they just do it. Yeah, but that's how he chose to do it. I remember working out with a band. I'm a musician. For those who don't know, those who know me. I'm a musician. I play, dabble a little bit, a couple instruments, little drums, keyboards, do a little vocals now and then. But I remember once I was doing a session with a band, and one of the lead singers in the group at the time was doing a particular song. Can't remember the song off the top of my head, but nevertheless, we are accustomed hearing that song in 2 different versions, being sung by 2 different prominent artists. So we're doing the songs, but she is doing her own flavor, her own little mix, right? The versions that we are accustomed to have a set timing, have a particular beat measure, bam. Those of you know music know what I'm talking about. So it has that particular timing structure, and you're going on the road. But she is moving kind of without any particular timing. She just kind of flowing in, so she just kind of drop in a line and then have a long pause, and I just had to kind of follow her. And I was on keyboard at the time, so the drummer is there. So every time he catch a little piece of the song, he try to bring in a timing based on the versions that he hear, and then of course she will kind of go off the beat. So you kind of stop and, okay, maybe I missed something. Fall back in. That happened about 3-4 times, and then he put up his hand. He said, wait, just so. Which version of the song we doing? Well, I realized where he was going one time, so I paused one time. I said, no. We doing her version. It took him a while to understand what I was saying. Because the Trinidadian way is, we do other people's version. You ever notice most Trinidad artists singing a song try to do it exactly the way they hear it on the recording? Yet, you will hear 3, 4, 5 different recorded versions of the song. Each one unique in its own way. But when we have to perform the song, we have to choose a version and try to sing like them, not sing like us. That is one of the reasons. Now, I like soca as an art form. and I will be very clear with this because of my stance. I do not support some of the things our soca artists do. And what they sing about. That is not me. That is not up my value alley at all. That ain't there. That not there. However, as an art form, the music, I love me. Hey, I love my soca. Love my soca. But one of the things I appreciate about our soca artists is that they are unique in themselves. If a soca artist take a song, let's say they take a melody from some other song outside, even if they take the actual song and quote unquote, they would soca-rize it, let's put it that way. So they make a soca version out of it. And even if somebody else did it before, they would do it their own way. I appreciate that. But when it comes to anything else, if we hear a reggae song outside, we try to song just like the reggae artist. If it's an R&B, we try to song just like the R&B artist. If it's a rock, we try to song just like the rock artist. Why? Why you can't sound like you, Trini? You understand? Why we can't sound like we? Why we always have to song like somebody else? Why we always have to look like somebody else? And I say all that to say that bring me into the topic for today. Because let me give a big shout out to my batch of 1991. Some very lovely ladies and gentlemen who I had the proud who I am proud to have spent some months with in backyard, going through some ups and downs in life, and in 1991. So let me say a big shout out to the men and the women batch of 1991. A lot of us already gone home. Forget that. Some of them still fighting, holding up. Some of them riding through the thing, rolling with Gary Griffith, and some of them still there, holding the fort, taking the grind. So let me say a big shout out to you guys. Big up yourself. Keep the flag flying high. Keep the faith. All them kind of keep everything. Just keep on going. You know what I mean. But let me say a big shout out to a friend of mine who called me last night. As a matter of fact, I posted something in the group based on a discussion that was going on, and I posted a previous episode of Red, and he called me last night and he encouraged me to don't give up. Incidentally, yesterday during the day, met another friend who encouraged me, say, Eric, don't stop what you're doing. I just be watching. You mightn't see me comment, but I'm watching. I like it. Don't stop. You're going good. People listening. So I want to say thanks to Tayo firstly, and to my friend Mr. Kelvin Sipo. Thanks, bro. Like getting on while my wife in the corner, she'll watch me sometime. Like, what going on with you? But that's alright. Hey, but serious, I want to say thanks to these guys for encouraging me, for the support, for my own team, the All Stars crew. You guys know yourself. So let me come back to the topic and just drop in these things as we go ahead. So we had a discussion. In fact, that wasn't that this brought off a discussion. So somebody in the group posted this, and read it. If you hang around 5 confident people, you will be the 6th. I've seen this before. I know a lot of network marketing companies, for instance, and a lot of people-driven entities where you have like direct selling and a lot of those types of businesses where it centers around building groups of people and team building and that kind of stuff. They tend to use this kind of phrase a lot. If you hang around 5 intelligent people, you will be the 6th. If you hang around 5 millionaires, you will be the 6th. But also, if you hang around 5 idiots, you will be the 6th. In other words, you become like the 5 people you hang around the most. Now, as I said, I have heard this many times, and I've heard the explanation behind it. And let's put it this way. if you hang around, let's say you wanted to be a footballer, obviously you would look for footballers to hang around with the hope of, if you could get some good men to hang around, Latta P, Dwight York, and call some other names, Shaka, you hang around these fellas with the hope that you will become the next person just as big as them. People in business who have become wealthy, so you start hanging around them with the hope of you becoming the next wealthy person in the group. And that makes sense. Here's why I have problem with this. Let me pull it back up so you can see. Here's why I have problem with this. You see that small word there, W-I-L-L? That's where my problem lies. I understand what they're trying to say, I perfectly understand what they're trying to say, But you see that little word you're putting there, will? And I'll tell you why one of the reasons to do it. Because again, I've gone through this already, and the idea is, the perception is, the concept is, if you say might, you sound unsure. So for instance, one analogy I hear people say is that if they talk about marriage and what kind of marriage you think you will have. And if you say, I hope to have such, they say, nah, you're not talking. You had to say, I will have. So I understand where they're going. You will. It's about speaking positivity. I totally understand that. But it's a lie. It's a lie, and it gives people a sense of falsehood. Because here what they say, you will. That word will is a definite statement. Means don't care what you do, this is the end result. So in other words, it doesn't matter what part you play. All you have to do is hang around these 5 people, and eventually you will become the 6th one like them. But let me be serious now. How many people willfully go looking for 5 idiots because you want to be the 6th one? Because that's what they say, If you hang around 5 idiots, you will be the 6th. But in the case of millionaires, okay, you want to be a millionaire, so you go hang around with millionaires. You want to be intelligent, you want to learn things, you want to get to grow in your knowledge and that kind of, so you hang around people like that with the hope that something will rub off to you will be like that. You want to grow your confidence, maybe whatever you're involved in, you want to learn how to speak better publicly and so on. So you hang around people who have that. But who willfully goes looking for 5 idiots to hang around just to become like them? You understand what I'm saying? Now it says you will be, not you might be, not it is possible for you to become. You will. So that leaves out any opportunity, any option for failure. But let me be real. That is not how life works. So your mama guide me when you tell me I will be. Tell me I could become. Sounds good. Tell me I might be. Sounds good. But don't tell me will. I remember sitting in a meeting once, and this person was presenting a business opportunity to the crowd. And one guy asked, could you guarantee me that at the end of whatever period of time, I could make X amount of dollars? Well, I wasn't in charge, but I was waiting to answer he. But I had to cool myself. But the person in charge answered him very nicely. She said, I can't guarantee that, but that's up to you. If you want that kind of guarantee, you had to make that. I can't guarantee you that. Because I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know how hard you prepared to work. I don't know what measures you prepared to take in place, to put in place. I don't know what steps you prepared to take to make that happen. So I cannot guarantee you that you will make $1 million by the end of a year, 500,000 by the end of 6 months, 200,000 by the end of 3 months or whatever. I can't guarantee you that. The business opportunity might be able to give you that option, but you have to work it. That's like any other work. I can't guarantee you that you could become the president of your company in 10 years' time. Don't care what steps you take. There's no way I can guarantee that. However, if that's something you want, you could take the necessary steps to make that happen. But I can't guarantee you that. So for me to tell you, if you join this organization, you do this, you do that, you work hard, you blah, 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 blah. By 10 to 15 years, you will become the president of this company. I setting you up. And if you, forgive me for being plain, but if you foolish enough to accept that, then no wonder people will do that to you. Because all I have to do is tell you, you don't have to do nothing, you will become. I remember another meeting I went to, business meeting. I like to hear, people get out of this rat race where you just lock down yourself to one salary and that's all you live by any month. You're not guaranteed anything. Especially in this kind of time, seek out opportunities to increase your wealth, to increase your income, to create other streams of income. Seek out those things. Make it happen. And that means listening to stuff, listening to opportunities, visiting places, seeing different options, and then making the relevant choices. So I was at this meeting. And lovely presentation. So. And this person, well, it became a joke. So this person heard the presentation, join it, thing, this is what will happen, bam, 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 ting. You could make X amount, so for the week, for the month, for the year, whatever. So they gone home. They came back after about 3-4 months. But I thought you tell me, you set me up, but you tell me so, and if I this, and so, and I can make X amount of money by so time, and me ain't get nothing. So the person who did the presentation for the opportunity talk, So what you do, after you signed up for the organization, what did you do? What did you do? Did you get involved? Did you engage anybody? What did you do? You started the work? Well, you tell me, once I sign up, such and such is it, so I waiting. I was waiting to answer that individual too, but I had to abide in my corner. Such idiots. So you just join an organization, or let's put it this way, what most of us could relate to. You get a job, and somehow you just expect. So you just join the job, you join the factory, you join the organization, fill out whatever paper, you now there, but you now sitting down home and expecting to just get paid. Just like that. And then want to blame the company when you end up with nothing. But you ain't doing nothing. You ain't work. You ain't do nothing. You didn't do nothing. Even the company tell you, even if the company tells you that at the end of 2 years, you could be in this position. But are you working to be in that position? Are you taking the necessary steps to be in that position? So, you hang around 5 confident people because you want to be the 6th. But the secret is not in hanging around them. You have to now do certain things. It doesn't stop by just hanging around them. That actually is what we call loafers. Because all you do is hanging around. Another term for that is bandwagoners. You just join the group because it looks good, it looks exciting. Hey, I like this, and you just join the group, but you ain't doing nothing. And then miraculously, you expect that after whatever time, you are now one of them. You are crazy beyond measure. That is a different definition to the word insanity. We have different ones, but that you go on clear. You mad. That's a different level of mad. As I said, I understand the concept that they're trying to promote, and it has to do with the influence of what we would typically call leaders. So people who have attained If you want to be like them, you hang around them. I understand that. If you want to be, that's where it starts. But this doesn't say that. And that's where this could be misleading. It just says if you hang around them. But what is your motive for hanging around them in the first place? It is assumed that you want to be like them. But then do you want to be an idiot? So you go looking for idiots to hang out? No. So the assumption is only part correct. So whether you purposely seek them out, that is one side of the equation. But a lot of it still comes back to you, the individual. What are you? Because the millionaire didn't become a millionaire just like that. They would have walked a certain road, took certain steps, made certain achievements in order to reach there. So the secret is not just in hanging around them, but you hang around them hopefully to learn something that you could put into practice. But we still come back to this last part. Something ain't making sense with the last part. Because as I say, you don't purposely go seeking idiots because you want to be like them. So the first three songs nice. Because those are things we would seek out. Those are the kind of people we'd actually seek out and want to be, around and that kind of thing. But you don't want to be around an idiot. But what it is saying is that the power of influence is so great that you hang around these 5 people. It is quite possible. Now, this is my problem. They won't say the word possible because somehow possible doesn't sound positive enough. So they want you to sound more definite. You will become, but you're lying to yourself too. You could be. Let me put it. You could be lying to yourself. Because if you're not prepared to do the work to get it to that point, guess what? You will not become. So, you see this? You become like the 5 people you hang around the most. Here is the biggest issue I have with this whole thing. If you look at the 4 examples before, you hang around confident people, you will become the 6. You hang around intelligent people, you will become. You hang around millionaires, you will be. You hang around 5 idiots, you will be. You notice in every scenario, you become like, nobody ever becomes like you. Let me rock back a little bit for you to soak in that one. In every one of these instances, you become like the people. No, in no instance does somebody become like you. In other words, you can influence nobody. Lord Father. Try and understand what I'm saying. Try and understand what I'm saying. Try and understand what I'm saying. Look at the quote. Look at the quote. Look at the quote. Look at the quote. In every instance, you become like the people you hang around. In no instance does the people you hang around become like you. So you can't influence nobody. You can only be influenced. All you try and understand what I say. People, all you try and understand what I'm saying. Try and understand what I'm saying. You become like the 5 people you hang around the most. Why this can be the 5 people you hang around the most become like you? Why it can be that? Why it has to be you will be changed to look like them people and not them people be changed to look like you? You have no power of influence. You could only be influenced by others. You can't influence nobody. That, to me, that is what that's saying. Because none of that suggests anyway. Now, if you tell me, I could become the 6th and that's different, but you just stop. I could become the 6th. So I'm a millionaire, that's it. But I can't influence a 7th person to become a millionaire. I'm a confident person, but I can't influence a 7th or 8th person to become confident. It stops there. So I hang around idiots, I become an idiot. So in other words, you are this intelligent person. You are this intelligent person. And you happen to hang around idiots. They can become intelligent like you. The reverse will happen. you will lose your intelligence and become an idiot. Tell me if that making sense. Tell me if that making sense, people. And sometimes I understand what they're trying to say, but we had to read between the lines and we had to see the bigger picture. And sometimes we get caught up with things that it sounds nice, but it unreal. It unreal. Or maybe the reason I will see something like that because I'm a realist. I'm a realist. Somebody asked me one time, how so going in your business? Blah, 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 blah. I said, well, I'm hoping to achieve that. He said, nah, what kind of talk is that you're hoping? I said, I mean, what wrong in hoping? Nah, man, you had to sound positive. I said, Brad, let me tell you something. I'm a realist. I understand while I have the power of influence, why I can speak certain things into being, I still have no guarantee that what I say will come to pass. I have it. Listen, I'll try and understand what I'm saying. I cannot guarantee that what I say will come to pass in no way, no fashion. So I can speak how positive I want. I also have to be real at the same time. I know some people go have issue with that. I'm waiting. Don't frighten. We could talk. We could dialogue. Link me anytime. I don't know what I'm talking about. Link me anytime. We could link. We could talk. No, but I'm serious. We have to be real too. So, nothing wrong in talking positive. But you must temper it with the reality, the realization that not because you say it. Simple point. In Trinidad, for instance, when we talk about the day coming, we don't just say, if somebody say tomorrow, we say, no, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, please, God. Does that guarantee I will see tomorrow? Understand what I'm saying, right? I understand where it comes from. But I'm simply saying, me not saying that doesn't mean I will not see tomorrow. Likewise, me saying it does not also guarantee that I will see tomorrow. I'm just saying. But sometimes we because the way they come at you with it, you know, it's like, but you want the dead today? You don't want to see tomorrow? You gotta say, please, God. Oh, come on, man. You know, do I have to physically say it? Or is it that I am saying tomorrow with an understanding that tomorrow is not guaranteed for me? That I am still dependent of God to bring me through for tomorrow. So that I don't have to physically say, verbally, tomorrow, please God. But when I say tomorrow, in the back of my mind, I know I am saying that because I know I have no guarantee that tomorrow is mine. You understand what I'm saying? But the way we frame it is as though when you say certain words, it is guaranteed to happen. Or if you take certain actions, certain things are guaranteed to happen. That is not the case, people. That is not the case. I could think how positive I want. I could make all the positive affirmations and quote all the positive things I could find off the internet and all the nice memes and all that kind of stuff. But if I sit down and do nothing, I gain nothing. So all that nice thing about if I hang around these kinds of people, I will know. No, it doesn't happen like that. You can be. You most definitely can be. You most certainly can be. But I will never tell you you will. Because I don't know what you prepared to do in order for that to happen. I don't know how far you prepared to go. So I can't tell you you will. You alone can make that call. So I want to close up on the wrong of this evening. This is a nice session, man. So look at this. Now I like this one. Surround yourself with people who force you to level up. Now here's where I could see things leaning a little more to the initial quote about will. I still don't have a problem with the word will. I just saying. And I know some people want to take me up with this after, but that's alright. Surround yourself with people who force you to level up. So you see them 5 confident people. If you really want to be a confident person, you want to have that self-confidence, you want to, when you stand up to speak in front of a crowd or you need to address somebody, you could speak with a certain level of authority and boldness and assurance and stand your bounds. You could stand your ground on any issue. If you want to be that, I agree. Surround yourself by those kinds of people who would pressure you to come into your own. Most millionaires are very, I want to be careful with that term I'm going to use here. They're not very easy to deal with because they work hard, they stick a lot of sharpness, and when they have achieved, they decide, I ain't taking that no more. So they put on, a lot of them, their persona is very aggressive. Not in a negative way, understand what I'm saying? But their approach to things, they're very aggressive. They're not timid. They're not pussyfooting, as we call it. You know, walking like they're walking on the eggshell. They go hard. We have a saying, go hard or go home. They're going hard. You know, most millionaires are like that. So they seem to come across very hard, very rough. If you get to know a lot of them, very nice people, you know, very nice, very down to earth, you know, very nice people. But in order to achieve, because sometimes in life, if you don't stand your ground, not sometimes, if you don't stand your ground, so people walk all over you. And they decide from early, I am not going to be part of that. So they stand their ground on issues. They had a lot of challenges. A lot of them failed many times coming along the line until they achieve what they achieve. You know. So yeah, definitely. You want to become a millionaire? Of course. Find people like that and hang around and let them pressure you. Don't look for people, and I talked about this in episode 1, I think it was. Don't just look for people who will tell you all the nice things you want to hear. Sometimes what you want to hear is not what you need to hear. But if you want to move your life from place A to place B, sometimes you need to hear certain things. You just need to hear it. The reverse is sometimes true. Sometimes you need to tell your friends certain things. It's not what they would want to hear. It's not the favorable thing. It mightn't be the nice thing, but it might be the necessary thing. And just like you would want them to tell you how to straighten up things, sometimes you have to take the step and tell them, hey, oops. Organize yourself, partners. That ain't going on good. Nah. You can't do that, so. No, you can't do that, so. You need to fix that, breads. I care about you. Oops, woman, hey, my friend, girl, thing. Babes, don't do that. You're damaging yourself. You're hurting yourself. You're only causing yourself more grief when you do that. Don't do that, so. Sometimes you just need to tell them. I mean, I just a little rough day, and I just paraphrase it. But how you tell them is very crucial to it. That's our next story by itself. But sometimes you just need to tell them. So you now need to be the one forcing people to level up. But many times you don't need to level up. You have to find those kinds of people who would force you, who would pressure you. Don't just look for people who will have your back in the sense of how you want it. So that you will do what you want, when you want, how you want, and they will just cover for you, and we call that having your back. So they even jeopardizing their own life, their own career, as the case may be, to protect you and your folly. That is a different story altogether. I not getting involved in that. You could vex how much you want. If you know you purposely going to do stupidness that could land you in trouble, don't expect me to back you up, boys. I will try, depending on what it is, I will try not to sell you out, if I should use that term. Let you handle your business, depending on what it is. I go step back. You handle business partners. Well, you go ahead. But the minute they ask me a question, I will talk. Because if my business, my career, my future in jeopardy because of how it might be tied to you, sorry, you'll stand your bounds by yourself. You could call me what you want. You could call me what you want. I'm not doing that. You willfully and knowingly do something that you know could land you in trouble. If things happen by mistake, I will do my utmost best to support and back you up and try to get you out of that. But if you willfully, knowingly go and do something that you know will land you into trouble, don't look for Alva. That is what they call me, right? Alva. Don't look for Eric. Nah, don't look for Eric. I'm not there. I'm not there. Don't look for me. I ain't coming. I ain't supporting you in that stupidness. Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, surround yourself with people who force you to level up. Don't just surround yourself with any and anybody. Don't just go and rely with any and anybody. You could be doing yourself some great injustice by doing that. So find people who will, hey, you know, when you do good, they pat you on your back. When you do your stupidness, they clout you. You find people like that. That's real people to have in your life. They're real. And they want you to be real too. So, ladies and gentlemen, I said, you know, as the next episode, Red, Down Inside. That's episode number what, boy? I can't remember. Ooh, you went a long this time, boy. Nice! Things pumping. So, next week, hoping everything, I putting my foot out here, right? Hoping everything fall into place. We have our lineup coming, and we're going to be talking with a series of entrepreneurs, small business owners, and find out the ins and outs, how they arrived there. Who were the five people that they hung around to get to where they are, you know, and how much people hanging around them to now learn from them and to be influenced by them. And we're going to get into some of that over the next few weeks. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to say thanks to, let me get my billboard standby day and all that kind of thing. Let me say thanks again to everybody logged on. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share the page, share the channel, you know, that kind of stuff. And let's look good, you know. We have a nice time with Red. That's about it, you know. That's about it. We could go now. I could go now. I want to go. I could go now. Alright, I'm going.